Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal, who yet again got all the way to the car and had forgotten her coffee. Just needed the exercise, I guess. And that is true. Talking about exercise, I thought I was doing well losing some weight, and I'm now not quite as sure whether that's true or not. And last night was really interesting. I don't know why, for some reason I really craved a cigarette. And it came out of nowhere. And I can't think what was upsetting me, or if anything was. So what I ended up doing was grabbing some marshmallows. I reckon something sweet would distract my mind away from where it was trying to go. So, and it seemed to work. But that's unfortunate. I don't want to be gobbling up marshmallows late at night. But it was really funny. I don't know what it was. It was just like, wow, I am hungry. I am seriously hungry. And not hungry, but hungry for a cigarette. And that I haven't had that sort of level of craving for a long time. So interesting. Wonder where that bit had been hiding in my body. Somewhere, but it got released. But the good news was I didn't smoke, of course, and we are on our way, moving towards 6 months of not smoking. That will be coming up fairly soon, I guess within the next week or so. Although it feels like 2 years. I'd love to tell you that gosh, that's gone by quickly. I can't say that it has. It feels like I haven't had a cigarette in years, not in months. Anyway, that's the main thing. So the weather today is overcast. I think that would be the word for it. And not sure if this cloud cover is going to burn off or not. I guess we'll find out that during the day. Actually, it's quite funny. Because sometimes I find that I work all day long and don't even notice what's happening to the weather outside, and that's mainly because I am in an internal office. It has light. In other words, there are windows high that allow the light in, but doesn't have a window out to the outside. So you can work all day long and have no idea what's happening to the weather, unless you happen to be near somebody who's discussing it, or near somebody who's got an outside window. So that can be quite shocking sometimes when you don't know that it's absolutely torrential rain outside, and suddenly you see it and you think, how did I miss that? Wow. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case today. I think I'm going to sneeze now. Hang on a second. Oh, a cough sneeze. Ever had one of those? It feels like it's going to be a sneeze, and it's a sort of cough and sneeze all in one. Oh well. That feels almost like an allergy thing. But anyway, a good morning. I slept well, I think. I always remember a doctor once asking me, how do you sleep? And I said, like most people, with my eyes closed. I mean, really. They don't like that sort of answer, I'm afraid. But I'm trying to work out whether this cough of mine is... I don't think it's over. But I do think that it is less obvious. I don't think I coughed badly during the day at all yesterday. I think I did wake up coughing, but that could be because I'm sleeping with my mouth open catching flies, if you know what I mean. And so I've got to be careful between the two. And the one I'm more concerned about is the one during the day. If I'm not coughing during the day, then I think that's quite an indication that something's working. Although I must admit that, as you can probably hear, I still feel quite stuffed up, and that's what makes me wonder whether there's allergy stuff going on now. And I'm taking this special spray from my nasal passages. And hopefully that's going to help over time. Lots of time, apparently. So it's really interesting, you know, I look at some of the mail that I get, and I guess every day I could tell you another sub-story. I don't mean that in any way disrespectfully. It's just like almost every day I get one that breaks your heart. And there's one of my viewers who obviously has been in a difficult relationship, and the ex has left, but hasn't. And when I say has left but hasn't, he still keeps visiting, and he still keeps using the place as a storage place. So it's very difficult for my viewer, because she can't get on with her life. Well, obviously every time this man arrives, it stresses her out again. You can hear that. And I understand that. So, what do you do in a situation like that? And I really thoroughly recommend that you go talk to a lawyer. And get him to get his stuff out of her place. And stay out. Now, one thing I don't know, though, is whether the place where she's living is their joint property. I haven't managed to establish that, but I had a feeling that that's not true. I had a feeling that that wasn't an issue. Otherwise, I think I would have heard about it. But it's just like, why don't they just move on? And part of it is about control, of course. We know that. And it's almost like if I can't be happy, you can't be happy either. And that's really sad when that starts happening. And it happens both ways. I've seen it happen both ways, where women can do that to men all the time. How dare you be happy when I'm sad? Not their stuff, yours. So talking about not your stuff, I had something happen yesterday that quite surprised me. I always say that you're only responsible for your behavior. Well, I've been in a bit of a situation, I think we could call it that, with one of my relatives, and it was that person's birthday yesterday, and what I did was I totally aware that I'm only responsible for my behavior, so I sent an e-card, totally knowing that I was not going to get a response, or I was going to get a pretty shall I say, superficial response. Well, I didn't. I got a really heartfelt one, and that sort of shocked me, because I was not actually expecting that. It was just like, oh gosh, now what do I do? So again, I say that, really, keep true to who you are, because it actually does bring about some surprising responses every now and then. Cop cars. It's only 16 degrees at the moment, and that's 60 American. Oh, that's true. Talking about that, why that triggered me, I don't know. But we had another new person on Tiny Chat yesterday. I went in just for a quick chat for those that were available, and we had somebody come up from Ireland, which was awesome. And one of Anna's viewers, Anna Scone, and so it was really, really fun to have them come on board. So it was a quiet evening. Only a couple people came on because we don't normally broadcast on that day, but it was fun anyway. So always nice to meet the viewers, or the viewers would be the right word. So it's really great fun when I get to meet you guys. And the nice thing was that she didn't just come in and sort of not be in the room, just stay as a guest that was watching. She actually identified herself, and it was great to hear. I think she was 24. And of course, my viewers are very interested people, so they like to know where you're from, and I think a lot of that has to do with, because we have people watching from 149 countries now, and so everybody gets really interested to know where everybody's from and what life is like there. We noticed that obviously with our we have one viewer that's regular that comes in from France, and a couple, as you may have heard, that come in from Denmark, lovingly called the Denmarkians. Yep, we know they're called Danes. But the Denmarkians really have a very special place in our hearts, because they love that word as much as we did. And then, of course, we've got a fun weekend coming, because we have one of our viewers getting married this weekend. As I may have mentioned, with 900 people there. Wow. Scary. And so we're all getting quite excited about that. Of course, we tried to convince her to vlog from her wedding, but for some reason she didn't think she might have time for that. Really? How on earth are we going to get to see all the outfits and everything? Because we want to. But we'll wish her lots of happiness and all the rest of it. And the interesting thing is that she will then come back and not have the official ceremony. This is a pretend ceremony, if you can believe it, with 900 people. She's not going to have the official ceremony until November, and she's going to do that with very few people. So what we're really talking about is, this is an excuse for a big party. So that's going to be fun for her. So guys, I'm going to stop the broadcast here. I'm going to hit some more traffic here, I can see, so I don't want to be driving while I'm doing that. As you can probably tell from the last couple of videos, the road to my work appears to be incredibly bumpy, and I only noticed that in the last couple of videos, where you don't think about it twice when you're driving, but when you're watching it on a video, it really did look like I kept running over bodies on the way. That's what it looked like to me anyway, and especially when I was going over the speed bumps, that was just like, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. And also the noise that my Jeep makes when it's doing it it's like every now and then there's a sort of ka-tung, you know, and I'm going, they're going to think my Jeep's falling apart, which I hope it's not. But there we go again. They're doing a lot of upgrading, I think, of the roads that I take to work, which is very kind of them. I mean, I hadn't actually written a complaint, but they are doing that, which is great. But the only thing is, they're doing all the prep work now, if you know what I mean. They're filling in the gaps, filling in the holes, and then I guess they come later and then scrape, and then it's level. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Maybe they're filling in for this year, ready to work on it next year. And in one of the places, they took the whole road, that road I've just been on, my side of the road was ripped up, or half that side was ripped up, because they're putting in new water mains. But I really hadn't noticed how many of these blips there were in the road until, particularly yesterday's. I noticed it really a lot yesterday, the video. That's another one. So really, just know that it's not me, it's the bumpy road. This is DearMamaSal saying thank you for your patience, and thank you so much for watching, as usual. Bye for now.